All right, as a little bit of a Christmas surprise, we are offering you episode from originally posted on our Patreon from our Death on Stage series that I created with Savannah as part of our Strange Ride project. If you are not a patron, I do encourage you to hop on over and support us if you can. We have a small crew producing our episodes every year. It takes a lot of work to put our episodes up and to keep them up in the podcastosphere. So by all means, if you're feeling generous and giving, hop on over to Patreon for us and enjoy this episode from our Death on Stage series. Happy holidays. All right, welcome back to the Occult Confessions Patreon, Part 2 or Part 3, depending on how you want to view it. This is the third part of my series on Deaths on Stage, and the second part that is exclusively for our patrons. We are so grateful to you, patrons, and we have been a little bit lax in developing content, so we are churning out a bunch of it here over the summer.
We're trying, at least.
We're trying. My name is Dr. Rob Thompson. That's Savannah Verrett. You know Savannah from the Strange Ride show.
Yes, hello. Part 1 is that he is talking about is on Strange Ride. If you haven't listened to it, it has a super awesome, well, maybe not awesome, but fascinating stories.
What was your favorite? Can you remember any?
The one with the guy jumping off the cliff with the bear.
Sam Patch.
Yeah,
you were obsessed with that bear.
He throws a bear off of a cliff and then jumps off with the bear. That is just insane. It's amazing.
Yeah, the bear was fine.
Yeah, as long as the bear survives, I think it's all good.
It
was a surprised bear, I'm sure, but
the bear probably wasn't happy.
You're listening to Andrew Mims there, our titled but unspoken titled alchemical actor.
Greetings and salutations.
And now for our musicians portion of this series, we got our producer Discordia, Luke Kinnaman. What's up, man?
Hello. Normal stuff.
Now, you were in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Mims for a while in high school.
Yeah.
You guys were in the band together?
We were in a band in middle school. We jammed a little bit. Well, no, we jammed a little bit in high school too.
Yeah. And then it tapered off and we went different ways, and I got into ska and he stayed in metal.
Separate ways, yeah. One has a trumpet, the other one screams.
I mean, I guess I could involve a trumpet.
And Luke could scream.
There's currently a collab between Real Big Fish and Ice Nine Kills.
No way.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, and we will all be hanging out today and doing our next episode in our Cults That Aren't Cults about music. So let's get in the mood, shall we? We're going to begin our series on musicians who died on stage, and I have carefully selected today's musicians. There is a longer list. There's a longer list of comedians as well, but there is a significantly longer list of musicians who've died on stage. But I've tried to control it out for, the story we're trying to tell today and how I'm trying to message this experience. But I want to open with the story of Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace didn't actually die on stage. He died just off stage. But I'm starting with him because in many ways his death perfectly iconized how and why musicians have died in front of their audiences. Ace was one of the biggest stars of the early 1950s rhythm and blues scene and toured with Big Mama Thornton, who he often matched hit for hit. So they were both on the, huge figures. You guys know Big Mama Thornton?
I've heard that name before.
Vaguely familiar from some music history classes.
Yeah. Ace and Thornton belonged to a world of black artists who midwifed rock and roll out onto the popular music scene, but they have since been very sadly and mistakenly overshadowed by the musicians they inspired. Big Mama Thornton's biggest hit was Hound Dog. You know this one?
Yeah.
Nothing But a Hound Dog?
That Elvis sings it. Uh-huh.
Yes. It is now identified with Elvis, but it was her song. And I'm not taking anything away from Elvis. Elvis was great. I'm happy to say that my dad hated Elvis. but Elvis was a very talented musician, important, iconic figure. But I do think there's some racism in the fact that we don't remember Big Mama Thornton and Johnny Ace as well as Elvis.
Elvis is fine, but he should not be known as the king of rock and roll. That should be Chuck Berry.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And more racism in that, perhaps. Maybe not perhaps. Anyway, Johnny Ace got his start on Beale Street in Memphis. If you haven't been to Memphis, go to Memphis. And he rose quickly to fame. Together with Big Mama Thornton, Ace sold almost 1,750,000 recordings.
Wow.
Yeah. And he was named the most programmed artist on the radio the year that he died. So Johnny Ace could have kept going. Let me tell you this story. He was backstage at the Christmas dance in Houston's City Auditorium, and he was playing with a pistol. Not a water pistol, friends, but an actual gun, which apparently Johnny Ace just liked to do for fun. It was
Playing with it, how so? Like spinning the barrel? Like, is it like a pistol thing?
Every conceivable way you can play with a gun, I just imagine him doing.
Okay.
It was either a 22 or a 32 caliber. Reports differ. As per usual, he was traveling with a crew of musicians, including Big Mama Thornton, and pointed the gun at several of the people in the room.
What the fuck?
That's a big no-no.
Yes.
That's gun safety no.
Everything about Johnny Ace, I think, is gun safety no. This prompted the touring crew to scold him and tell him to quit pointing the gun at people. No one was in any danger, said Johnny Ace, because he knew exactly what he was doing, and he knew exactly which chamber contained the bullet, and he'd prove it to them. He pointed the gun at his head, pulled the trigger, the gun went off, and he died right there in front of them.
Holy fuck!
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is one of the... I've read a lot of death stories. This one, I also, this was shocking.
I don't want to laugh.
Can you imagine being in that room?
No.
Sort of.
No. Holy shit.
That is a Darwinism Award winner.
Oof, shocking, yeah. It was Christmas Day, 1954, and Ace was 25.
Oh my god, he was so young.
Oh,
It
didn't even
Christmas
reach
Day?
the 27 club.
Didn't even make it to the 27 club. Yeah, and it was Christmas Day because he was doing the Christmas dance.
Oh my god.
Ace's death and the theme of today was the result of bravado, overconfidence, and perhaps too much daring. He saw himself as invincible, and in a tragic moment that must have been a terrible shock to behold, think about it, just think about it. I know which chamber the bullet's in, look.
Oh my
Gone.
god. Oh my god.
He found out he was not invincible. While pop musicians are often associated with bravado and overconfidence, Ace was one of the few to die as a result. Most musicians' deaths on stage have been tragic and unforeseeable, more the product of a profession that keeps them performing so often that it simply raises the probability that something unfortunate will happen to them on stage. But it's difficult not to want to read an Ace-like hubris into many of these deaths. Are you ready for this?
I think so.
After that,
I know.
It wakes you up.
Yeah. We're going to start with a woman who you've probably never heard of. She was not famous, but she was indicative of an entire culture. I want you to take, for example, the relatively recent death of a woman named Irma Buell. She was an Indonesian folk pop singer who died when she was bitten by a king cobra on stage. She was not nationally famous, but she was a regionally known dancer and singer from a working class background who was raising 3 children. So this is maybe the saddest in some ways. She saw performing as a way to support her family, and dancing provocatively with snakes was a route to bigger audiences and better pay. As a rule, Buell did not dance with poisonous snakes, but rather snakes from handlers that had their mouths taped shut. When she was bitten, she likely believed that the snake was not deadly, and she refused treatment. So she got the snake bite, and she said, no, I'm all right, because she figured it wasn't poisonous. She went on to perform for 45 minutes longer before collapsing and dying right there.
Oh my god.
fuck.
Well, how does it, you wouldn't feel that you were poisoned? Like, I feel like it would make you feel terrible.
Yeah, that's kind of mysterious.
There's only one way to find out.
Oh no.
Google.
We got a lot of snake bites.
There's only 2 ways to find out.
Oh yeah, I guess
For Google.
I actually got a dead snake in my backyard right now. I don't know where it came from. Maybe the cat got it. I have no idea.
Well, how's the cat doing?
It's a neighbor's cat, but it comes and like
Okay.
hangs out in our yard. I don't think Maryland snakes are poisonous for the most part.
think so.
They're little
I
garden
think there's
snakes.
like copperheads at like somewhere in the state.
Yeah,
But it's like Western Maryland, so it's not really impacting
not our
us.
problem. Yeah. The headlines after her death tried to paint Buell in terms not very much unlike Johnny Ace. She was described as a pop star who died from performing a dangerous stunt. World Animal Protection used the event to caution people that wild animals are not playthings and can be extremely dangerous. But Buell certainly knew this.
Yeah.
She just didn't know that the snake she was performing with was dangerous. She didn't die from arrogance so much as misunderstanding or misinformation mixed with her commitment to perform.
Yeah.
The year was 2016.
Oh,
She was
wow.
29.
Oh.
Yeah, it was fairly recent.
I can't believe that wasn't, like, more widely known. I feel
At
like
the time, there was a lot of coverage. But yeah, she wasn't famous.
I think
Yeah,
I
I
saw
feel like
like
it's-
maybe one thing about it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But lacking that international kind of, spotlight to it.
Yeah, and it had that, our Emil Hazda story from the Comedians episode. Like, it's the scandal that gets the headlines. It's the cautionary tale. But it's really just a working class woman who got bit by the wrong snake and she had no idea,
that is sad.
She's the victim,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, first off, what jackass handler
Yeah.
gave her a snake that's very, like, known for being poisonous?
It's like that Alec Baldwin situation.
Yeah.
Oh, on the set of Rust.
Right. And
Yeah.
I don't understand why they went after him at all. I don't know what he had to do with it, really. Whoever put the live round in the gun, that's the person to blame for
Yeah.
the incident, not the actor who was handling the gun.
Yeah, but it's, it's out of my wheelhouse, that's for certain.
He's the big name. He was acquitted,
Yeah.
I believe, now, but I never quite understood it. He was a producer on the film. I don't know.
I
He
think
would have had to.
a lot of people went after him because of that, where it was like, you should have, like, gotten better people to come and do this. But that's not, like, a producer doesn't go through the entire hiring process and hire everyone.
And you
And-
assume you don't have anyone who's going to kill anybody. Like when I start
Yeah.
my day, when I bring somebody into the theater to work with me, I'm like, the baseline is, I don't think you're going to kill anybody. That's why
No.
you're here.
Yeah,
But then
that's
also people were saying that, like, he shouldn't have been, because it wasn't like they were filming a scene, I don't think. I think he was just playing with the gun and pointing it at someone, if I
Oh.
remember correctly.
Yeah, that's not great.
No. Like,
So-
I'm if I remember correctly, I haven't thought about this in a long time, is that he was just playing with the gun and pointed it at someone. And
Errors all the way around.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is that's irresponsible.
Yeah.
But still not. He's still not.
No,
Yeah.
not completely his fault.
He's
Like,
not
it's
Johnny
just-
Ace. He doesn't know
No.
there's a bullet in there somewhere.
No, yeah. It's a series of unfortunate events.
Let's move on to Les Harvey. You guys know this guy?
Sounds familiar.
I know Les Claypool.
He was. Oh, okay. He's working with John Lennon's kid these days. He was electrocuted. Does that help?
Nope.
Okay, so
No.
Les Harvey presents a case of a musician not intentionally tempting fate, but rather being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Let's talk about electrical grounding. Electrical grounding is a way to allow electricity, which can build up in an electrical device like an instrument or a microphone, to dissipate into the ground. You learned about this, Luke, when you did your degree?
Yeah, I mean, to a degree. Like, I would do some, like, maintenance with, like, when boards would go up and things like that. But I was not in, like, the electrical engineering part of it.
You didn't really worry about grounding too much.
No, I mean, I know that there's a black wire under the bridge of all my guitars and basses and stuff, and that's grounding me.
Right, yeah. In the United Kingdom, by the way, this process is known as earthing.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, the British. We love you guys. Harvey was a member of the newly formed Scottish band Stone the Crows, for which he was one of 2 principal songwriters, along with lead singer Maggie Bell. Harvey's
That sounds
father...
familiar.
Does it? Yeah. His father had been a soul singer, and he'd performed in his brother's soul band as well as the Blues Council. But the Blues Council was, like Stone the Crows would be, a short-lived project. In 1965, 2 band members were killed when their touring van got into a car accident. Harvey was in the van, but escaped relatively unscathed. After the accident, he joined the band Power, and they changed their name to Stone the Crows after a UK expression for shock or surprise, as in, Stone the Crows, that tea is hot.
That's going in my
Your vernacular.
everyday vocabulary.
Lexicon. Stone the Crows, that's some good cheese.
What?
It's like hot damn.
I get it, but
Stone the Crows, this is a soft t-shirt.
it's like Robin in all of his the Adam West Robins was like, oh, holy owl, Batman. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Yes, yeah. Burt Ward. He also joined the band Cartoon with an E and toured the U.S., opening for Led Zeppelin. Also the band Spirit. The band signed with Led Zeppelin's manager, Peter Grant, that is to say Stone the Crows, who co-managed with Mark London. They recorded 3 albums and became well known for their live performances. At the Top Rank Ballroom in Swansea, the Crows were in the middle of a sound check. Some reports indicate that the wires for the equipment had been damaged by the audience, and the road crew thought that they had repaired them, but missed a single grounding wire. The amplifier connected to a microphone that was providing the microphone with power was not grounded. Harvey reached out to grab the microphone and was immediately electrocuted. Harvey was jolted off of his feet and landed with his guitar in contact with the microphone stand,
Oh shit.
so that electricity continued to course through his body.
Oh my god.
A roadie attempted to help him by unplugging his guitar, but was unable to, and the guitar was not the direct source of the problem anyway. He still would have been electrocuted. Finally, someone was able to kick the guitar away from the stand, allowing paramedics to attend to him, because you can't touch him with electricity actively coursing through his body. But it was too late to save him because, this had been going on for too long. The year was 1972. Les Harvey was 27 years old.
Ooh, he did make it to the 27
Did make
club.
the 27 club, yeah. But not in the
That's-
traditional way.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Despite-
crazy.
Isn't
That's
it?
even a thing.
Well,
And-
that musicians
well,
die at 27.
Yeah, well, and then he happened to die at 27, just not in the way
Yeah.
they normally do. But yeah, I mean, oh my god,
So
that's
even-
terrifying.
And he survived a tour bus crash where others of his bandmates had died.
Damn, that
he's
band
like
was
a-
just cursed.
Right, he was like a
Yeah,
character in
that's some
Final Destination.
Destination shit.
Yeah, right. Mims and I are thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Death is stalking him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And he's almost more tragic than Johnny Ace, because Johnny Ace was successful. Les Harvey was very much like on the rise and on the cusp of success. Opening for Zeppelin, he wasn't the opening act yet.
Yeah. But at the same time, you mentioned Ace had this arrogance, and that was a bit of his undoing, his like an Icarus moment almost.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel less, I don't want to say less bad for him or less empathetic
He
toward
did
him.
point a gun at his own head, yeah.
Yeah, but he did it to
And
himself for
also
lack of better words.
his friends.
This guy
Yeah.
just reached out to touch his mic stand. He's a
His
bit more
job.
like Irma Buell, yeah.
Yeah.
Despite his promise, Harvey's career was cut short, making him a lesser-known member of the infamous 27 Club, but it's difficult not to try and imagine what might have been. Maggie Bell went on to record 2 solo albums and sing with Rod Stewart on Every Picture Tells a Story, his band lead. Coincidentally, Harvey was replaced by Jimmy McCullough, who would achieve fame in Paul McCartney's band Wings before dying of a heroin overdose at the age of 26.
Ah.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of death around this band.
The guy who replaces him lives a year less than him.
The guy that replaced that guy.
Well,
Died at 25.
he went on to play in McCartney's band and then died of a heroin overdose. All right, this is the one Mims has been waiting for. Dimebag Darrell.
Ooh, R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
The assassination of pop musicians is a dark running theme in Western music. John Lennon was shot coming out of his New York brownstone in December 1980, and Marvin Gaye was killed by his own father on April Fool's Day 1984 when he intervened in a fight between his parents. There have been dozens of such killings in the 20th century alone, but it is rare that they happen on stage. Lee Morgan was a jazz trumpet player who recorded with John Coltrane, Dizzy Gillespie, and Wayne Shorter. Morgan was shot by his wife Helen during an argument between sets at a jazz club in the East Village in New York. The shot would not have necessarily been fatal, except that it was snowing heavily that night, and the ambulance was slow to reach him. The year was 1972. Morgan was 33. Still more sensational, but no less tragic, was the murder of Darrell Abbott, better known as Dimebag Darrell of, can you guys name the bands?
Pantera.
Pantera and Damage Plan.
And Damage Plan, yeah.
Oh, I don't know Damage Plan. Just know Pantera.
The Damage Plan was his second project. It didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he was killed, I think, in the middle of. Right.
Yeah,
Mims?
it was a Damage Plan show.
Yeah, and Damage Plan was like it didn't have a chance to become a thing.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it didn't have racist ass Phil.
That's why we got Mims here, everyone. Abbott is considered one of the best metal guitar players of all time, yes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who else would you put up there?
I think you could put like Dave Mustaine up there.
Yeah,
He's been a pretty strong testament to it. Like
Yeah,
Kerry
I would-
King,
I put Marty Friedman.
Marty Friedman too, from Megadeth.
A lot of people would put Yngwie. He's a great guitarist. He's not a great
is.
songwriter.
No, I think I'd put Kirk Hammett, but I don't think I'd put Hetfield.
Hetfield is a great rhythm guitarist.
He is,
though.
but I don't. And he can play lead parts. He's just not like the
Yeah.
lead guy, for lack of better words.
You guys can nerd out on metal music because I promise you there are people out there who are really enjoying it.
Chuck from Death.
Oh, I haven't listened to Death.
I've been getting into Death a lot the past couple years.
Well, me too.
The band, not the act.
I have something to contribute to this conversation too. Eddie from Stranger Things.
Yes, that's true.
He was playing Metallica,
Okay.
wasn't
To
he?
Yeah,
be
he
fair,
was.
he did learn. It takes place the same year that Master Puppets came out, like a couple months later, and tab websites didn't exist in the 80s. So like, dude learned the whole fucking song by ear.
Yeah.
So I'll give it.
His
I'll give it.
character did. His actor did not, but his character did.
Oh yeah.
No, so just had to throw that in there. But also, hot take: I don't like Stranger Things. So
That's fine. It's not for me either.
I dig it. But
I
I'm
will
not
be
like,
watching the next
actor-
season.
I will
Oh, yeah.
be too. But
I
I'll
can't
be
remember his
watching
name.
it.
The one who
They're all,
actually
like-
played the guitar parts is an excellent guitarist as well, and he's quite a young guy.
I don't know how the next season's going to go because they're not children anymore. Like, it's been so long. They're like 19, aren't they, these kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're older than that. They're just not children anymore.
The girl is married.
Oh, good for her.
Millie Bobby Brown?
Yes.
To who?
I don't remember. Somebody famous or their kid.
Got married?
Yeah, she's like 21 or something, 20 years old. She got married.
Oh my god, that's so young to get married.
And the musician Drake was trying to be all like creepy to her and stuff too.
Yeah,
Like,
she was apparently engaged. So his early inspirations include Ace Frehley, whose face he had tattooed on his chest after meeting him, and his signature as well. So he met him, and then he had him sign his chest, and then had it tattooed.
Yeah.
a lot of people do that.
Do they?
Oh, I've seen a lot
that
of like
a lot of people
Yeah.
do that.
you'll have a musician. I've seen like a lot of ones that'll have like people get like Fat Mike to tattoo them because they'll do like little
Yeah.
drawings and stuff.
He was also inspired by Eddie Van Halen, with whom he closely identified. Love
Also
me some
another
Van Halen.
superb guitarist.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
R.I.P.
Beautiful. Like Van Halen, Abbott had initially intended to play the drums, but gave up percussion because of competition from his older brother, Vinny, and he picked up the guitar. Aw, thanks, Vinny. When Vinny was invited to join Pantera, a band that grew out of high school classmates, he agreed on the condition that Daryl be allowed to join as well. You got to bring my younger brother, you guys.
Oh, well, that was kind of sweet.
It's pretty common to have brothers and stuff in bands. Pantera enjoyed success in the glam metal genre. I love me some glam metal.
I'm not even joking when I say I don't listen to much Pantera anymore, but when I do, it's the glam albums.
Right. The Abbott brothers wanted to take the sound heavier, inspired by Metallica and Slayer. In 1990, the band released Cowboys from Hell.
You pronounced that wrong. It's actually pronounced Slayer!
Oh, I'm dead now.
Happy morning.
Grandpa podcasting. In 1990, I was trying to talk about Cowboys from Hell establishing their own signature sound, which came to be called groove metal. You guys know about the groove metal, slower tempoed version of thrash metal.
Yeah.
A little bit of southern rock, a little bit of ZZ Top, for good measure.
A little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll.
Yes. Yes. The band spent the next 2 years touring on Cowboys before releasing Vulgar Displays of Power, considered one of, if not their greatest album. What do you guys think?
Cemetery Gates. Fucking
Yeah.
rips.
Fucking Hostile is one of my favorites from them, and that's on that album. Plus the album cover is some dude getting punched in the fucking face.
Yeah, it's very fun.
So
He sued later. I'm thinking of the kid
From
on the
Nirvana's
Nirvana
album.
Yes.
I didn't consent to having my face punched and photographed. Abbott became known for his wild behavior and heavy drinking on tour, and the fact that he would never accept more than a dime bag of marijuana at a time, hence his nickname. The band's lead singer through the 1990s, Phil Anselmo, was suffering from terrible back pain and began taking painkillers, drinking heavily, and shooting heroin to self-medicate, and nearly died of an overdose in 1996, but the band held together through the September 11th attacks, after which their tour was canceled and Pantera took a sabbatical. Although the Abbott brothers intended for Pantera to reform, the band never reunited, and they created a new band that was Damage Plan. Rather than fight with Anselmo in court over the name Pantera, Damage Plan recorded one album before Daryl was killed. It's another thing we see a lot of, bands having to change names and fighting over the name and all that stuff.
Like Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, man. Damage Plan was playing at a nightclub. Here we go. This is the story. In Columbus, Ohio, as the brothers worked to rebuild their reputation, the Abbotts, that is, under the new band name, when a spectator rushed the stage during the band's first song. The spectator shot Abbott multiple times with a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. The band's security manager, Jeffrey Thompson, no relation, tackled the gunman, but was shot and killed himself in the struggle. Yeah, man. But that's dedication there. A fan, Nathan Bray, who coincidentally shared the gunman's first name, as well as venue employee Aaron Hulk, attempted to help Abbott and Thompson and disarm the man while he was reloading, but they were both also killed.
Oh my god.
Very
Holy
brave
shit.
people.
This was like a massacre.
But all these people are piling, like, these people are dying to try and stop this man from killing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Heroic people. And they're just out there at a concert, you know? 3 more people were wounded before Columbus police officer James Negemeyer arrived on the scene and shot the gunman in the head, killing him.
Whoa.
There was no saving Abbott or the 3 who were killed with him. I mean, these were gunshots to,
Do they
vital
know
organs.
why that guy did that?
I'll get there.
Okay.
The year was 2004. He was 38 years old. Do you guys know any more about the story?
No.
I know a little bit about like the guy's supposed reasoning.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was schizophrenic, and was also a Pantera fan.
And because
Was-
Pantera wasn't together anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he took that as like a personal attack, and was just like, I'm a kill Dime and I'm a kill Vinny.
It's a lot like the John Lennon story, really. Mark David Chapman believed that Helter Skelter was speaking to him, and telling him to kill John Lennon.
That's devastating. That's so sad. But Vinny survived?
Vinny survived. He died in the past couple years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think heart trouble. I could be wrong. And Pantera is now touring again with Phil and Rex, the singer and bassist. I forget who's on drums, but they have Zach Wilde from Black Label Society and Ozzy's band playing guitar.
Zach Wilde, another good,
Oh yeah,
excellent member of
fantastic
Anthrax.
guitarist.
And can we also shout out Scott Ian from Anthrax?
Oh, yeah.
Anthrax doesn't get enough love.
Luke doesn't
Anthrax
want to leave
is-
anybody on the line.
Anthrax is my second favorite of the big four.
Anthrax
And
is
I-
my first favorite of the big four there, who got me like playing thrash.
Such a good fucking band.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about the funeral because it's kind of heartwarming. It's a dark story how he died, but how the music community, metal community in particular, came together, the guitar community around him after his death is really something. Gene Simmons donated a Kiss casket. I'm sorry, it's such an absurd
What?
idea.
Yeah.
Kiss fans are really intense, Savannah, like really intense. And Kiss, the band, is I say this with love. They're like My Little Pony or the Care Bears. Like they have extensive marketing, right, guys? Like
I mean,
They
I
are
know
they
a
are
lot.
capitalism, the rock
Gene
band.
Simmons
Oh.
has stated that after his death and after the band member's death, he wants their band to be like one of those either holographic or just because they're in
No.
makeup continue to have people hired on to replace the existing members so that Kiss as an entity
Really?
continue to exist.
like the Wiggles.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
there
a
are.
strange ride I want to do is Wiggles lore.
It is odd, yeah.
Please?
So they have caskets. They have Kiss branded caskets.
So like black and white, and it just does it say Kiss on it?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I've never seen one. I didn't actually Google it, but you're welcome to look one up while I'm talking.
Unknowing of this facet, earlier when we were chatting before recording, I sent a link
Yeah, you
to a
sent the
Kiss
link.
casket because we were talking about Gene Simmons.
Yes, that's right. I have seen one. You're right.
Oh my
I
God.
just saw one.
It's uglier than I thought. Like
Hey, you don't have to look at it long. It goes into the ground.
it's.
That's
Please
true.
do not tell me they buried this man in this.
They did.
They
He was a
buried him
big
in
Kiss
it.
fan.
Oh, he was.
Along with-
Okay,
Well,
okay.
Remember,
as
he
long
had
as he
Ace
was a
Frehley
Kiss
tattooed
fan.
on his chest.
Yeah. He also was buried with one of Eddie Van Halen's original guitars.
That's right. The Bumblebee.
The black and yellow one.
Yes.
And I think I want to say 3 bottles of Jack.
I don't actually know. I know there was some, yeah. So according to Abbott's longtime girlfriend, Rita Haney, who he'd first met when they were both 8 years old. Isn't that sweet? She said, we'd met Eddie Van Halen just a few weeks earlier for the first time, and Dime was ready to cut him a $30,000 check that night for one of his striped guitars, but Eddie told him he'd do one special for him. So I asked him if he'd stripe up a guitar for Daryl, and he said one of the red, white, and black ones, and I said no. Daryl always said that the yellow and black was your toughest guitar. After Abbott was killed, Van Halen didn't bring a replica to the funeral, but his actual guitar. He told Haney, the girlfriend, an original deserves the original.
Oh my God.
That is really
this
wholesome.
is like making me so sad, but like it's so sweet.
The metal community, right, has an image, right? Just like anybody else. But at their core, they're artists and they're soft and gushy inside.
No,
I sent the kiss casket to the group chat
it was already
Another
in
one?
the group
in
chat.
case you wanted to look at
You
it.
found another one?
Oh, I did. Was it?
Yeah, that's what. Sven, I was just talking about that.
Yeah, it's the same
Googling.
one.
I can't listen and do things at the same time. I'm sorry.
You got to go to Nashville.
Yeah, any metalhead I've ever met, and like any that I've ever played with when I would still like play metal, just the nicest people.
Yeah.
And my brother, he's in a deathcore band, and just everyone in that scene, just super sweethearted people.
Oh yeah, like we put on a front of, tough guy, but like, after the show, we're all a bunch of fucking dorks.
Yeah, it's a bunch of camaraderie. Like no one's gonna let you go down in the pit. Everyone's there to pick you back up.
Yeah.
There's if you fall down in the pit, there's at least three hands reaching down to pick you back up.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I've got one more story, and it's maybe my favorite of this whole series. I'm going to tell you the story of the death of Tiny Tim. No, not that Tiny Tim. Not because Ebenezer Scrooge refused to pay his assistant a living wage. No. Talking about the Tiny Tim. Tiny Tim is perhaps one of the most misunderstood figures in 20th century music, and he died performing his only hit song. He was born to a Polish Jewish garment worker and a Lebanese Catholic, and spent his entire life as a devout Catholic himself. He received his first gramophone at the age of 5. He taught himself the guitar and began spending most of his free time as a teenager among the records from the 1900s to the 1930s in the New York Public Library. So he just sat in the library. He's like a 16-year-old kid sitting in the library poring over these 40, 50, 60-year-old records. Outside of music, he was not an especially good student and dropped out of high school after repeating his sophomore year a couple times.
Whoa. God.
He discovered his trademark falsetto voice while singing along with a Rudy Valley record. His ability to alternate between a falsetto and a baritone voice became a hallmark of his act.
For people who are not in performance, that is so difficult to do.
Yeah,
Like-
it's remarkable.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it shouldn't even be possible. Like, honestly, it
Have you
hurts
seen
to
him
do
perform?
stuff like that.
You've seen Tiny Tim, right?
I know a bunch of his songs, especially because they play it in SpongeBob all the time.
Right. We talked about this.
Yeah. And then they also put him in a bunch of horror movies like Insidious. They play like one or two of his songs and stuff.
Have you guys heard Tippy Toe Through the Tulips?
Yeah.
Yeah. His ability to... Okay, so after a talent show performance, he began touring dance club open mic nights under a variety of names, including Judas K. Foxglove
Oh, that's a hell of a name.
and Emmett Swink.
Ooh, I like that one.
Emmett Swink, yeah. He wore outrageous outfits like Elton John and began painting his face with white pancake makeup. And his mother considered sending him for psychiatric treatment
Same.
until his father intervened.
I was about to
on
say, are you a
his
good
behalf.
artist if your mother hasn't considered sending you for
I think
psychiatric treatment?
My mother definitely had a couple moments there. So he looks like a silent film star when you see him because he's got this caked on white makeup. After performing as Larry the Singing Canary at another one of his pseudonyms, at a live flea circus in Times Square, I have no idea what that means.
It means
Doesn't
anything you want it to
literally
mean.
that bugs are performing, right?
Well, the flea circus traditionally is like automated, very tiny amusement park stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then for some reason, Tiny Tim's just hanging out.
Just for fun.
Why not? He signed with a manager and landed a job at a club where he performed 6 hours a night, six
damn.
nights a week.
Holy shit.
6 hours?
6 hours, six
Oh my
nights.
God.
36 hours on stage a week.
What? Oh my
Yes.
God.
It's not like a regular 9 to 5, right? When you
No.
perform, you
Oh,
have to do
God.
a lot of work to prepare to get on stage, and then it takes a while, if I'm being honest, to come down. I don't know about you
Yep.
guys, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so 6 hours. every
It's
night.
exhausting. It, like even a 1 hour performance is like my entire day is shot. Oh my
There-
God.
Yeah, at this club, he had begun performing what would become his signature song, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, which was first recorded in 1929 by Nick Lucas. And he was using the name Sir Timothy Timms, which...
God, he changed names every day.
Yeah,
I
but-
need to,
They're
I need
great
to
names,
step
though.
up my pseudonym.
Yeah,
game.
I mean, all
Like-
of them have this sort of like 18th century feel to them, right? Judas K. Foxglove and Sir Timothy Timms. Like he belongs in a Jane Austen novel or something, or a Charles Dickens. So Sir Timothy Timms eventually evolved into the name Tiny Tim, which was the name he ultimately kept. He landed a gig at the popular disco club The Scene and was picked up for an appearance on the Merv Griffin Show. His celebrity hit its zenith in the late 1960s after a series of appearances on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Tim performed a wildly original act with his otherworldly falsetto, bizarre outfits. He would wear these like giant bow ties and these very colorful suits, polka dots and stuff, and his white caked on makeup. He also perfected the styles and gesture of silent film stars. So he would laugh like them, which was this weird, bizarre, like high-pitched thing where he would hunch up his shoulders and stuff, and he was always tossing his hair, and he was always like that. He was never off. He was always this bizarre figure.
Interesting. Yeah, I just looked up a picture of him. I don't see his makeup in any of these pictures. But
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he
interesting.
performing in any of them?
He's holding a banjo.
I mean, oh, well,
I mean, a ukulele. Sorry.
ukulele,
Sorry. I meant to say ukulele.
very different sound.
They are very different. He, and I mean this with the most amount of love, is a very odd looking guy.
Yes, he is. His teeth, everything about him. He's a strange looking
he's
dude.
very
yeah.
pointy.
And he was a big guy.
Oh, yeah, tall. He looks very tall.
His debut album, God Bless Tiny Tim, featured... I love album titles. Featured Tiptoe Through the Tulips, which reached number 17 on the Billboard charts. His second and third albums featured 2 top 100 hits. Then in 1969, he got married to his first wife, who he called Miss Vicky, on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. This is true. He got married
He got
on the
married
Tonight Show.
on the Tonight Show?
Yes.
Oh.
21 million people watched this happen.
Wow.
And I've watched this. It's just a normal wedding for the most part. So imagine if you get married, and before you get married, you sit down on a couch and talk to Johnny Carson, and after you get married, you sit down on a couch and talk to Johnny Carson.
I
That was
can't.
basically it.
That's pretty interesting.
Other than that, it was a normal wedding. It just happened to be on a soundstage on the Johnny Carson show. The Tiny Tim and Miss Vicky, their backs were to the audience for a lot of it, really. It's very
All right.
strange.
Was the live studio audience aware that they were going to be
Yes.
attending a wedding that
I
evening?
like the
think they
thought
were
of the live
excited.
studio audience being half family, half just patrons.
just people just hanging out. And you can YouTube this as well if you want. You can watch this. You can watch it 2 times as fast if you prefer. But it is kind of sweet. Like he sings to Miss Vicky afterwards. He gets out his ukulele, but not during the wedding. The wedding is very normal because Tiny Tim again is a devout Catholic, so he wanted a straight wedding. But then all the stuff around it is where it's really colorful. And this
That's
was
where all the
Johnny
Tim
Carson's
comes in.
largest. Well, yeah. This was Johnny Carson's largest audience. Did I say that?
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
interesting too.
Yeah, it was his largest audience. The ceremony was played very straight, as I said, and filmed with their backs to the camera, and then the couple walked over to talk to Johnny. As his star began to wane, he found his own record label, and Playboy Press published a biography about him. Oh, he founded, his own record label. And the Playboy Press published a biography. And then in the 1970s...
Like the magazine?
Yes, yeah. They
He's
published
just into it for the articles, though.
Yeah, sure.
I'm only in it for the Tiny Tim.
That was my excuse as a
It's
teenager.
a centerfold for some reason in the middle of his biography. In the 1970s, this is where it gets kind of strange. The Australian artist Martin Sharp developed a creative obsession with Tiny Tim after seeing him perform at the Royal Albert Hall that collided with his creative obsession with Australia's Luna Park, an amusement park that had been recently revived in 1979, and his subsequent obsession with the Ghost Train fire. So this is all Martin Sharp. This Australian artist, Martin Sharp, becomes obsessed with Tiny Tim and obsessed with the Ghost Train fire at Luna Park in Australia, which was an accident that killed several guests at the park, and that Sharp came to believe had deep synchronous theological connections to a marathon performance Tiny Tim had given at the park 5 months earlier. It's so weird.
Yep.
So Tiny Tim, this is true. He would give these marathon performances because he's good at performing for hours and hours on end. So he would just get up on stage and would perform like 12 hours or 14 hours or 15 hours or whatever.
Doing that falsetto for that long too. Oh my god, this guy is a maniac. I love
my
him.
throat hurts thinking about that.
Yeah, me too.
Right, and he's an encyclopedia of music knowledge, so he can just whip out the song. So he's got his little ukulele and he's just going and going.
Wow, he's amazing.
But this guy Martin Sharp, like, he sees that Tiny Tim does this amazing, marathon performance, and then 5 months later there's this tragic accident, and it's all happened at the same park, and he decides that there is this deep spiritual thing underneath all of this.
That it was like his Tiny Tim's fault.
No, he loves Tiny Tim.
Oh,
But the meaning of Tiny Tim's marathon performance and the meaning of the Ghost Train fire are interlinked.
okay.
There's some spiritual mess. I couldn't find the documentary. I tried very hard because it would have been very cool. But it's gone. It's lost as far as I can tell. The documentary is
He
called...
made a documentary about it. The
Yes.
Martin guy.
Yeah, Martin Sharp, yeah.
Oh,
It's called Street of Dreams. There's other things also called Street of Dreams, though, and that's what you find when you try to search for this. Tim pressured him to release the documentary during the Brighton Film Festival, but Sharp did not consider it complete at the time of his death. So I think that's why it's so hard to find.
did this have Tiny Tim's blessing?
Yes, Tiny Tim was on board. Tiny Tim loved attention. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like he
A
didn't.
performer loving attention? Wow.
So the fact that this guy was so into him and saw all these like secret hidden messages, I don't think Tiny Tim... I mean, I don't know. He was this very spiritual guy too, so maybe he was like, yeah, this is possible. But he didn't want Martin Sharp to like sit on it, and that's what he was doing because he didn't think it was complete, and Martin Sharp died before he could release it.
Oh,
Tim's last performance now was at the Women's Club of Minneapolis. He had been feeling poorly and struggled on his way to the limousine, his legs swollen. It was a free performance. And he told his wife, now his third wife, Miss Sue, so he's very devout Catholic, but goes through the wives, who had been a fan of his before meeting him. Isn't that interesting? That he couldn't refuse to perform because he wasn't being paid. I'm going to say about that, though, Tiny Tim is always performing, so if you don't like his act, you shouldn't marry him,
Yeah.
that's fair.
In his case, it makes a lot of sense. If he
I was just thinking of the power imbalance. That's why I gave my little, but
I guess, but Tiny Tim has a childlike quality to him, Mm-hmm. And by all accounts, and this is only, I think, people making guesses here and there, he was very weird about sex because of his Catholicism. So who knows what that relationship was like.
Yeah.
And then,
like you said, or you've told me before, Rob calls me Tiny Tim every now and again because he says I commit to the bit, like everything I do. So, yeah, so I guess he's just always on, you know?
He lived the Tiny Tim life. Yeah, he was Tiny Tim 24/7. Anyhow, he couldn't refuse to perform, he said, because he wasn't being paid. Let's listen to his logic here. So he was doing us this free performance, but if he was being paid, he could turn down the money. But he didn't want anyone to think that he wasn't performing because the performance was free.
Oh.
I mean, I understand that logic, you know.
Yeah.
The show itself was a bit of a disaster. Maybe the saddest show, and I've talked about some very sad shows, but this is pretty sad. The band that the women's club had hired refused to play along with Tiny Tim, saying that they didn't know his material. Tim was baffled since his songs were all old standards that any band should have been able to play.
And were they also not told ahead of time who they would be playing with?
I think they didn't care. I think Tiny Tim at the time of his death was viewed as a freak show and a novelty act.
That's sad.
But still, like, you're being hired to perform with these people.
Yeah.
Like, that's unprofessional for you to not learn the goddamn material.
The band played past 10 as well, even though Tiny Tim was supposed to go on after them. And Miss Sue told the event organizer that Tim had to leave. The organizer got the band to stop so that Tim could play, but the audience, since it was after 10 o'clock at night, took that as their cue to leave.
Oh my God.
And Tim went on, ukulele in hand, to play to a half-empty room. He performed 4 songs, and by all accounts, he performed them full on, all out, no holding back. But midway through Tiptoe Through the Tulips, he cut himself off and told his appreciative but diminished audience, "God bless," before stumbling forward and collapsing into his wife's arms. There were 3 doctors in the house, and they rushed to help him, but he could not be revived. At the hospital, doctors tried for a further 45 minutes, but Tiny Tim was dead. The year was 1996, and he was 64 years old.
Damn.
While Tim... Isn't that a sad situation?
How did he die? A heart
Do we know
attack?
the cause of death?
Yeah. He had a heart attack.
What a shit show. I'm pissed off at those fucking,
I
event
know.
coordinators. How in the hell do you fuck up that bad? This is my job. So, I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
Now, clearly, I really like Tiny Tim, and maybe some people think that's odd. I don't like to listen to Tiptoe Through the Tulips on repeat. He's just such an amazing... He really was an amazing performer, and let me tell you who else thinks so. While Tim was often regarded as an oddity, and by some, as I'm saying, a freak performer, he was in fact an encyclopedia of turn-of-the-century American music. Bob Dylan, who performed with Tiny Tim in the late 1960s, regarded the musician's death as a remarkable loss for the world of music for exactly that reason. No one knew that music better than he did, or did more to keep that turn-of-the-century music alive into the 21st century. Mm-hmm. While his bizarre showmanship could sometimes upstage his talent, there was no denying he was a deeply gifted performer. And I do encourage you, I mean, yes, the wedding is weird, but just Google around some Tiny Tim videos and watch him do his thing. It is the strangest thing you'll ever see, but it is amazing in its consistency. And just in its virtuosity. All he is a man with a ukulele, right? Mm-hmm. All right.
That is fascinating.
That's it, guys. Thoughts on my Deaths on Stage Musician Edition?
Tragedies, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
It's interesting, like, because we're recording this back to back, so we were talking about the how it was almost kind of beautiful with the way that the comedians all died on stage and like committed to their bits and stuff, where these are all just tragic. It doesn't have the same feel to it, but they're still performers, but it feels really different.
Tiny Tim, it's almost that idea, right? He dies like just trying to belt one more out, but he's doing it in a room that's half empty.
Yeah.
It sort of like drains all the romance out of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
In a way, yeah. But yeah, in all these other cases, it's just this tragic. Yeah, so much of musicians' deaths, I think, are lives cut short.
Did Tiny Tim,
too many.
was he also like, I mean, I'm assuming he didn't, because he doesn't sound like the kind of person, but like drinking and stuff like that, like, did it
don't
help
think
him
he
have a heart
was-
attack sooner?
No, I don't think he was known for any particular addiction issues. I think he was an intense guy who just pushed himself too hard.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, now that I think about it, performing 36 hours a week and stuff like that definitely
Yeah.
would probably shorten your life.
I mean, I can think of people like Jim Henson who basically died that way.
Yeah.
The pneumonia from traveling back and forth to the UK and America, just working too much. Yeah. And when you're in your 60s too, I can only guess this, but you know, a lot of these guys are dying in their 60s. I strongly encourage everyone to get their yearly physical. That seems to be when it starts to catch up with you, that you haven't been seeing a doctor and, you know, no one's caught any of your early issues and they get you. Yeah. Now, the comedians seem to be the ones with the substance abuse issues more than the musicians. And Dimebag Darrell did not die of any of his substance
No.
use.
Didn't die of any dime bag related
Yeah.
overdoses.
Yeah. There's so much passion around music, I think. Maybe that's part of it. And there is a lot of drug use when we think outside of the deaths on stage. Most of the more famous musician deaths. I mean, we talked about less famous musician deaths today, the ones that don't get all the attention, but they're all drug related. Whitney Houston and Amy Winehouse and Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix. Yeah.
Just a
Okay,
shit
that
show.
was fun. Just a shit show. Just a shit show. All right. Well, that's it for Deaths on Stage. We've depressed you thoroughly.
Yeah.
But that's what you're paying for here on the Occult Confessions Patreon.
You're paying for depression. I got mine for free, motherfucker.
Yeah, we'll keep things nice and light on the main channel.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I guess not with Mims's episode coming up, but our bit on Synanon was lighter, and the MLMs, we were just sort of like having a little rage fest there, right, Mim? So
Yeah.
we'll keep the dark stuff
I don't
here
know.
on Patreon.
I feel like the secret space program probably took a few years off my life.
But it was fun for everyone else.
That's fair. You know what?
I want to adopt a space raptor.
Yes.
Well, for
They're
just
so cute.
$500 a month, you too could rehome a space raptor.
We'll send you a picture of the raptor and periodic updates on his progress here on Occult Confessions.